The first half of 2026 is in the record books, and we're going to compare that to the first half of 2025 because 6 months is enough data to really get a picture of what's going on in 2026 in the 1 acre plus home market. So let's jump in and take a look. I think you're going to see some nice surprises. And as you can already see from the thumbnail, no bad surprises. So let's go. Now, you may or may not remember if you've seen any of my other videos, but the hotness ratio is something that I use to see what the most current picture is of a real estate market. And right now, in the 1 acre plus market around Austin, Texas, we're looking at a 28.8% hotness ratio, which is not bad. I like to see at least 30%. 40% means we're doing really well. 50% starting to get into hot market territory. But 28.8% is better than it has been. That's an improvement, and we'd like to see that pushing up toward 30%. Another current stat that we look at is inventory, 8.4 months of inventory. Now that's not bad either. Yes, that's buyer market territory. There's no doubt about that. That doesn't show a balanced or a seller's market. But the 1 acre plus market performs differently than the typical subdivision market. And we're seeing about an 8-month supply right now, just over. I do see that dwindling and coming back to more of a normal market statistic in the near future. But right now, we're still a little above that line where we go into a buyer's market. There's a little more negotiating power and a little more leverage on the buyer side in the 1 acre plus market right now. Now, we did see a really positive statistic in the first 6 months of 2026 compared to 2025, and that's a 27% increase in the number of home sales. So buyers were out and active and buying homes on an acre or more at a much better pace than they were a year ago. That's a very, very good sign. We don't want to see negatives. It's okay if it's slight or negligible, but buyer demand, despite the fact that interest rates have not come down as expected, that buyers are out buying homes in the 1 acre plus arena is a very positive sign, especially with this big a jump from a year ago. And the average price for a home on an acre or more from 2025, the first 6 months, to the first 6 months of 2026 was about negative 0.35. What does that mean? Well, it's really negligible. It means nothing. It may as well be zero. There's really nothing to say about this from a positive or negative statistic, except that it's a good thing that we're virtually stable. We haven't been in the past. We've seen prices slipping for about 4 years now. And it's interesting because after the 2008 real estate crash, it took about 4 years to become stable. Guess how long it's been since the correction started from that run up in values in 21 and 22? You got it, 4 years, nearly to the day, because that correction started in the summer of 2022, and we're 4 years into it. Now, days on the market did increase a little bit, about 14.78%. Okay, that's not a little bit. That's a little more than I would have expected, but it's offset by the fact that we have more home sales and we have virtually no change in average price. Homes did take a little longer to sell on an acre or more, but that's definitely offset by other statistics. In itself, doesn't show us a negative 1 acre plus market. As a matter of fact, 100 days is fairly normal and was that way from like 2014, 2015, 2016. Those were the type of markets we're in. We're taking about 100 days to sell a home on an acre or more. We did see a slight increase in what buyers are willing to pay compared to asking price. So more homes selling, buyers paying closer to asking price, virtually no change in the average price. These are all good things. Yes, it took a little longer to sell, but that didn't go beyond what I would call normal. It didn't get into concerning territory. 100 days may be a concern for a low-priced house in a subdivision, but it's not a concern for a home on an acre or more. What I'm talking about by the change in price change is when a homeowner puts their home in the market. How much of a price change do they have to make in order to get their home sold? Now, this one shows that owners decreased their price a little over 1% more than they did a year ago. That may have something to do with the increase in the number of sales. It also has something to do with the increase in days on market, because when homes sell that have been on the market for a little while and they reduce their price and then sell, the time on the market average is going to go up a little. I hope that makes sense. So again, this is very low, even though it's slightly negative, but it does show that sellers were willing to lower their prices a little more than they were last year in order to achieve that ultimate sale. And yes, I put this slide in on virtually every video where I talk about pricing and days on market. When a homeowner puts a home in the market at the appropriate price and does not have to change that price to achieve a sale, they sell faster, they sell higher, and they sell closer to asking price. It's proven month after month, year after year. Now, I know that's hard to get your arms around, because if you want a little more, it's hard not to say, well, let's try that and then come down. But when you do that, instead of pricing where you should to begin with, you're costing yourself time and money. And studies prove that year in and year out in every kind of real estate market. Now I'm going to share something with you. There's a powerful, proven home selling secret. Most agents simply are not going to know to make you aware of this. But this secret is one that we've used for a long time. We started using this secret back in 2007 when I started specializing in homes on an acre or more. And that secret is very simple, but very powerful. It's very trite, but very logical. And when you watch this video, you're going to know exactly why it's such a powerful secret. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that video up there for you. Hope you'll take the time to watch it, because I know it'll be beneficial to you if you ever plan to sell your home on an acre or more, whether you do it now or later. This information will help you maximize your profit and reduce your marketing time. Hope you get the chance to watch it. Thanks for watching this. And remember, it's your choice, so make it a powerful day.